Well, don't forget this weekend is when we turn the clock forward. Yeah, we're losing an hour of sleep, and it's going to lead to some grumpy people out there for the next probably week. But chronic sleep deprivation can create much more dangerous side effects. Research shows that in the 2 days after we spring forward, heart attacks can surge as much as 24%, and for those over 65, the risk of stroke increases 23%. The abrupt change in the timing changes the body's chemistry, which can aggravate existing risk factors like blood pressure, making certain people more vulnerable.
You should start now. Start going to sleep a little earlier every night beginning now, and you'll be ready. Also, exercise, cut back on the caffeine, cut back on alcohol, and start de-stressing.
And the good news, come November, the hour we gain from falling back lowers those same risks. And it is National Sleep Awareness Week, so here to help us get a better track of how much rest we actually need and how to do a better job of getting that rest, we have a nurse practitioner and a patient from Summit Sleep Services. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, this is always such an interesting topic because everybody loves to talk about how much sleep they get.
Sure. Yeah.
So what do you guys recommend?
At least 7 hours is typically what's recommended for most adults, but the range can be anywhere from 7 to 9 hours.
And that's just in general?
In general, sure.
Is that something you've learned through being a patient there?
Yes.
How much sleep do you get on average now?
I average 8.
That's about right. That's what you hear, you hear about 8 is
Right.
what we need. Now, as we head into this week, it kind of does mess you up a little bit because it's lighter longer and you can't go to sleep as easily sometimes, and then you don't want to get up in the morning.
Sure, absolutely. As the lady was saying earlier, start a few days before the time change and try to go to bed about 15 minutes earlier each night, and so that when the time does change, you'll adapt easier. And come the day after the time change, try to expose yourself to bright light first thing in the morning. That will kind of help change your body's clock to the new time.
And how can we just in general improve the kind of sleep we're getting?
A lot of it is behavioral, avoiding caffeine within 6 to 8 hours of bedtime, avoiding the technology before bedtime like cell phones and computers, the big one. And doing something relaxing before bed. I think a lot of us don't have a wind-down routine, and that's important to help your body relax and induce sleep.
And what's something that you have learned as a patient that helps you kind of get the most out of your rest?
My CPAP. I used to have up and down, not resting well, feeling foggy throughout the day, memory loss, on and off. And the CPAP, I feel more energy throughout the day. I have more stamina throughout the day, and it's basically just changed my life.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out today.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully everybody's getting their 7 to 8 hours of sleep that they need.